We're very proud of the work that Cohen's put in over the last few years to take advantage of some of the opportunities that have been put in front of him and to start the path of what we think is going to be a bright future.
I'm Kunta Catley. I'm 11 years old, and this is my story.
Every journey has a starting point. For Cohen, it was a love for performance that sparked at an early age. From his first steps on stage in school plays to community theater productions, he was drawn to the magic of storytelling. But in a world where talent alone isn't enough, he quickly learned that success would take more than just passion. It would take perseverance.
So I've been acting for about 2.5 years. It all started when I went to go see Cruella de Vil in theaters, and Emma Stone really inspired me to play the part of another character. And so my sister, she went to a high school, the Woodlands High School, and she told me that they were doing a musical and they needed a child to play one of the roles. So she told me, I went and auditioned for the role of Gavroche in Les Mis. I got it, and that's where it all began.
There's just a soft spot for Les Mis. That's probably my favorite show, so just to have him and do such a great job as Gavroche.
I think his first performance as Gavroche kind of blew me away, and it was almost surreal to see him at that young age perform the way he did.
The stage became Cohen's second home. From ensemble parts to supporting roles, every performance was a lesson, every audition a challenge. The thrill of landing a part and the sting of rejection became part of the process, but each time the curtain closed, he was ready for the next opportunity, determined to one day take center stage.
I have played in Les Mis as the role Gavroche. I have done Little Mermaid as ensemble, Beauty and the Beast as Chip, and I just recently did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as the lead role, Charlie.
I think my favorite, though, has been Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Just seeing him as the lead, he really embraced it. He was responsible. I mean, he's 11, so it's like you can't really ask for much more than what he gave, and he made me cry his first opening night as Charlie Bucket.
Long hours, grueling rehearsals, and countless auditions, Cohen's journey was far from easy. There were moments of doubt, times when the rejections felt endless, but in those struggles he found his strength. With every setback, he pushed harder, knowing that the right role was out there, waiting for him.
He would go to school, come home, go straight to rehearsal, and then he would come home at like 10, 11, and they would just be running lines until 11 or 12.
It also seems like any free moments, there's video auditions and voiceovers to submit, so those are constantly getting fit in wherever there's free time.
The process of going through an audition is setting up my backdrop, going through the lines, maybe even the songs, memorizing, reading with someone related or a friend, and then filming. But to get here, I've done about 50 auditions. All of these I did not get a call back for. But I have a saying, submit and forget. What submit and forget means to me is I submit it and then I forget about it. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about how I did. I film it with as much effort as I can, send it off, and then just don't worry about it anymore.
That was me they were talking about. I almost died. That was me.
You're lying!
I'm not. I just didn't connect it. Don't do it. He'll die, Henry.
I'll just shoot him once.
Henry, listen to what...
Don't be scared.
Then, the moment that changed everything, Cohen landed the lead role of Charlie in the highly anticipated World Tour. After years of hard work, the spotlight was finally his. The rehearsals were intense, the pressure immense, but this was his moment to shine.
So, after the show, about 3 days later, I get an email asking from Paul Hart, asking me to audition for the international tour of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So at first we're like, this is crazy. It was 3 days after the show closed. And I already knew all the songs, all the sides. We were like, okay, bam, easy. We send in some clips from the show. We say some lines. We don't think of it. Like, we submit and forget. Not even 2 weeks later, we get an email asking us to fly out to New York. So not even a week later, we get an email saying I got the international tour for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He was very fortunate that he had just done the same exact show. And then coming off of that to get the audition. So it was, again, he was very fortunate to have known all the lines, just to have a really good understanding of the character, the songs, the other characters. So he went into the audition very confident, which was, auditions I think can be very nerve-wracking. A lot of the times I think it's the hardest part of doing any sort of show, is, that initial audition in front of people that you've never met, especially when you're flying to another city to do it. But he went in so super confident. He had a blast. So it's just been a great experience.
With the world tour underway, Cohen's journey is only beginning. New cities, new audiences, and a future filled with endless possibilities. But one thing remains certain. This is just the start of a career built on passion, dedication, and love for the stage. The world is watching, and Cohen is ready to take it on.
When you talk to kids about being able to do anything if you work for it, to actually see what that work entails and then do it, I think it's given him that sense of what it means to actually accomplish something, and that's something you can't always teach. You have to learn that. So for him to be able to understand at a very young age what it takes to accomplish something, I think that's been good for him.
I think it's amazing that, from a very young age, he knew what he wanted and he didn't let up, and, he wasn't scared, which, I think even most adults would be, to follow their dream and just to pour everything they have into what they love.
I think if he didn't have the family he has around him, he wouldn't have even started theater. He wouldn't have pursued it. He wouldn't be part of an agency right now, and he wouldn't be going to Asia in a few months for a world tour. So I think family has a big impact on Cohen, and it's changed his life, honestly.
I like theater because I'm able to just show who I am through singing and acting, and it really puts me in the perspective of someone else's shoes because I can be a different person every time. Another reason why I love acting so much and theater and musicals is because it doesn't only make people happy, but it changes their lives, I believe. If you're ever thinking about acting or singing or just performing on a stage, do it. There's always an open slot to change someone's life, and maybe even your own.